Alrighty, 5G coming in. What are the effects going to have? Well, we've just read an article that Telstra are doing a 5G testing and unveiling it on the Gold Coast already. So wait for 6 and 7G. When that comes, it's going to be an absolute frying, and people are going to be put in a microwave, just a big one. So what's that going to do to the whole system? Well, as we've noticed from 4G, the upgrade from 3 to 4G, the autoimmune diseases have just skyrocketed, and then people don't know what they're just unaware of their frequencies in their endocrinal chakra system and the effects of it. So it's not going to get any better, this is for sure. You know, spiritual people will go, oh yeah, we're moving to 5G or 5 dimensions. No, it's just frequency with 5G that's going to be like 5 times what it currently is. It's going to absolutely destroy DNA, proteins, cellular health, absolutely everything. But with 5G, the frequency being used is 88 to 93 megahertz. Where is that on the body? Right here. Yeah, hips and thighs and butt. And for most people, especially if they're unaware and haven't detoxed rectally for a number of years, are completely unaware of what's there. Here is where we store all of that. People call it fat, but it's just mucus and critters and yucky stuff and viruses and fungus. So if this is going to get stimulated by frequency, and people are going to be so unaware of it because they haven't got their nervous system sorted out through the gut, this is where all the delusion is stored. So the thought patterns are going to go through, if it gets to there, depending on the individual environment, it's going to have to go through all the heavy metals and all the gunk and all the critters and mucus and fungus that's here. And then if we try to get something done in the coccyx and be connected with Mother Nature, boom, we've got a frequency here. And it is totally stimulated. So most people are not even going to be aware that it's happening. The people who are in good condition are going to be totally aware of what's happening and trying to go. And it's making the living in the bush in the countryside away from the cities looking more and more attractive, isn't it? And those are the ones, people who are going to have more connection with Mother Nature down the bottom half of their body because they can see through this part that's getting stimulated. What's in this section? Wow! A bucket load of dense heavy metals. Most people have got a number of meters of black dense mucus plaque there from tap water and daily practices that are increasing their toxicity. And of course, this is inevitably going to result in something similar to what we see in Japanese culture, because they've got a lot of frequency and they're all, you know, in a big matrix. So, because we're going to have the sacral and the coccyx gland overstimulated and people are completely unaware of what's actually in that area in their bodies, and we're talking a number of 100 meters of parasites and mucus and black gunk, this is evil. This causes our evil thoughts, our suicidal, our depression, all of these sorts of things, and that's going to get stimulated massively. But back to the Japanese culture, you'll notice that sexuality is going to be much harder to connect with, especially tantric sacred sexuality, because it's too stimulated. So if we're in a 5G environment, which is going to be everywhere very soon, by 2019 it'll be pretty much everywhere, then our sexuality is going to be warped through these frequencies, because our thought patterns, and they're coming in. So we're going to get all sorts of weird, funky stuff, which could be interesting, as long as we can accept that. What else is it going to do? And we can see it already happening in our society today. It's only going to get worse, unless we fix it, is people are going to be totally unaware of their gender. I don't know if I like boys or girls, or if I am a boy or a girl, or am I a mix or whatever. Simple solution: if you can look down at your pants and you got dangly bits, you're a boy. If you haven't, you're a girl. That simple. The reason why people are confused is they have zero connection through their gut to their reproductive system in the sacral. So it creates a lot of confusion. And of course, if we've got our frequencies are all messed up, and then we've got external influences of messed up frequencies, it's no wonder we have complete confusion. Seems to fit, right? Seems simple, because it's the ether element. So if we've got frequencies through the ether element that come into our ether element and we're unaware of and haven't been grounded and got a strong side and strong back and strong butt, we're going to be completely unaware and be in the control of the matrix by frequency. So who's actually going to even know about it? Not many. Only those who understand how frequency works in a strong and solid spine. Because what's going to happen is, because people have got a lot of acidic mucus plaque and toxic gunk in their bottom half of their body, if they haven't colon cleansed for a number of years, rectally, they have got these parasites and acids just mutating and eating away at their safety and security and their sexuality. Very few people are actually aware of this, but it's completely happening. So if you colon cleanse, go get colonic irrigation, you'll start to find out. It'll start to repair itself and you'll be feeling fantastic. So, with people who are totally, massively insecure, eaten away at the bottom half of their spine and the endocrine glands, which are the power centers for our entire health and spiritual and personal development, what's going to happen? Well, if that's cut off, then the matrix, in its new evolutionary form, which is constantly evolving, will provide the option of a titanium spine or a metallic spine. And this is going to be so fancy, you know, NASA designed, absolutely prevents all disease, and is going to be absolutely sold really beautifully. So people are going to go for it because they're in a weak condition. They're going to take anything that provides them with safety and security. And psychology and marketing are very good at this. What's going to happen then? Well, with a titanium spine and Wi-Fi frequencies souped up 5 times the current level, and then with 6 and 7G that's coming, because the Mir space station is just still within the firmament of the matrix, is a testing ground for 6 and 7G, so this is evolving very fast technology, then they're going to be absolutely frequency controlled, because they've got a metallic spine and they are completely unaware of their own thought patterns and nervous system and completely disconnected from their own natural body. This is going to sound very attractive to some people, but the thing is, they're not going to have any of their own thoughts, any self-awareness whatsoever, because they're completely at control of all the frequencies around them. And you'll start to see robot humans. They may look like humans, but if they've got a titanium spine or bits and pieces in there because they've been chosen to weaken themselves over a long period and have to put metal implants in, the frequency of that will totally be in control of every thought pattern, subconsciously. So they're not going to be aware of it. We will, because we watch the video now and now you know about it. Handy that, huh? So, it's just going to be an absolute free-for-all, because it's cheaper to just implant metal parts into people than to build actual robots. Because most people are, you know, sheeple robots already. It's just going to be the next evolution of it. And then, of course, if we've got things like, you know, Google Home, and we're talking to machines in our home, and we've got a 5G toaster, because you really need to know, have your toaster connected to Wi-Fi and the internet, because what, you know, pressing the toaster is really hard. Then we're going to be completely surrounded in our environment by frequency and machines. And if we're part machine ourselves, how do we have self-realization of our individual soul and control of our own thoughts? It's going to be completely impossible. And it's going to be subconscious. The person won't even know. Or if you tell them, they're going to go, oh, I don't like the frequency of that message going through my nervous system that's been implanted by a robot machine, because they are a robot machine from the Matrix. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to whinge and sook because they're emotionally imbalanced and they're completely controlled. So unless you talk to them at that one particular frequency of every single conversation and every single message, it's going to trigger all of their imbalances. They're going to sook and whinge and externalize all their problems. And externally blaming everything, because they're incredibly weak. And what's inevitably going to happen if we have poor gut health and we don't have muscle here because there's a lot of mucus, then those frequencies that are coming at 88 to 93 megahertz are going to prevent any connection with Mother Nature, because to get to Mother Nature you have to take your shoes off and you have to go in and do it and make an action in the body, and there's going to be a lot of gunk and evil shit and parasites and mucus preventing that from actually happening. Sexuality's here, grounded, Mother Nature, strong spine, safety and security. All these issues are going to come up and be supercharged and won't be able to be dealt with because they'll have metal in them and the frequencies will be outside them and traveling through them. And of course, in the body, an actual proper groundedness is the amount of nervous system connection and blood flow to the feet. Yeah, that's proper grounding. So if we've got frequencies coming here, we're going to be unaware of all the heavy metals, mucus, black heavy gunk, and fungus and gout that are in the feet, because our kidneys will be so weak, controlled by frequencies, they won't be able to pull up all of this heavy metal gunk that are in our feet through these Wi-Fi frequencies. So our kidneys are going to be completely weak, and we're going to have an absolute weak spine. We're going to be totally decrepit and relying upon more Western medicine and pharmaceutical drugs and more macabre butchery surgery in order to try to deal with it. So, how's that 5G coming along for you? Do you think it's good now? Not so much. Well, that countryside self-sustainable living, growing your own food is looking better and better every day, isn't it?